folks, TJ here, going to show you my recreated computer, Atari Mega 2 ST computer, as I had it back in the late 80s. So at the time, I would have been in my early 20s because my first computer was the Atari 800, which I no longer have on this table because, as you can see, everything is set up for my ST. So I needed maximum space because I wanted to recreate it as close as I could to what I had. So the Atari 800 I enjoyed from 1980, and then in the later 80s, I finally purchased my first ST-based computer, and I wanted it to be a businessy looking computer because at that time, I was now an adult, I was doing adult things, kinda, and it was time to look at a professional grade computer, and I felt the Atari, being an Atarian, would have been perfect. So we're going to show you my recreated system to some degree, and I'll explain all the peripherals. We'll also boot it to both the monochrome, which is there, and the color here, and show you a few things. I'm even going to boot up into my Mac mode. So this video may be a little bit longer, but I'm going to show you the gist of what I had. It's pretty close. It's not exact. Stupid, me gave away a lot of the stuff when I got hitched. And at that point, I no longer have any of my goodies from back then. The only thing that I actually saved was my Kenwood receiver and a Technics turntable. None of my Atari stuff did I keep. I gave it away or whatever it is. So anyway, Mega ST2. And the camera's showing mostly everything, and I'll take it off the tripod here in a moment because I'm probably going in and out of camera anyway. So in front of you is the main computer, Atari Mega ST2. I had that. On top of it, I would have had my Atari ST 1224, just like you're seeing here. In between, and I'll show you a little close-up later, I've got a monitor master because you can see I've got two screens here. Well, how did I do that? I had a monitor master that let me, with the flick of a button, be able to switch between color and monochrome. And there was a whole reason and purpose for it. Over here, I have the monochrome SM124 monitor. Below it, I did not, this is the one difference that I didn't have in the day. I had a hard drive, but it was a Toad file from Toad Computer. If you were an Atarian, you know who Toad Computer was. I purchased their double bay SideQuest 44 megabyte system, and I had it under one of my monitors. It was a little wider, not the same nice design as the Atari, but it looked pretty cool still. And in fact, I never did anything in the second bay. I just used that removable SideQuest for as long as I can remember, and then when it came time to move on, I went to Apple and I never did put a second hard drive in or anything. But in this case, I'm lucky now in my older age, quite a bit older, to own a Megafile 30, which is a 30 megabyte hard drive that looks just the part. Pretty good condition, a little bit slightly different coloring. Maybe the sun affected this one a little bit different than this one, but still pretty dang clean. And so that's the main setup. Then over here, now I'll go ahead and take the camera off because I'm going to show you a few things as I go along. So let me take this off. And excuse my sniffling and red eyes because I am under heavy allergy issues right now, which kind of sucks. I hate allergies. So anyway, look at that. Doesn't that look professional looking? And right between them, I have my monitor master. With a flick of a button, I can switch between color and monochrome. Back in the day, I forget what type of mouse pad I had, but I had a mouse pad. I had the Atari tankish mouse, the wonderful external Mega 2 ST or Mega keyboard. I would have used an old Atari joystick, which I have connected. Yeah, I owned Dark Castle back in the day. That was one of my games that I saw my fellow Mac users using on their Mac SE or Mac Plus, and I wanted it for my Atari, so I got it. Now, unfortunately, the only floppy disk holders that I saved were some cheapy plastic ones. I had these nice wooden little Rolodex style that had a lid that were really cool, but I think I gave them away or sold them at a garage sale back in the late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. Kind of sucks that I got rid of them. But anyway, I do have a few plasticky, cheapy ones. A whole bunch of manuals, which I'll show you in a bit. Another little floppy case. The Spectre GCR. I was so all my friends had Macs. And I had a better Mac because I had the Spectre GCR. So I have that connected and ready to go. And I have this all connected up, ready to boot up and run. Let me show you a few of these manuals. So Spectre GCR, if you ever want to read a fun manual, that's it. David Small, had a wonderful sense and wit about his writing. I have the version 3.0 software, so I've got the update. I've got the Mega ST user manual. And since I'm a Mackie here because of my Spectre GCR, well, of course I've got to have a Mac Plus user manual as well as the system software manual. So I had that all in the day too. I remember purchasing all that stuff. So let me just put this back in a somewhat neat order. And that's about it. So everything is... Oh, well, I forgot. Yeah, I have a second floppy drive. The dual-sided setup. All connected up, ready to rock and roll. I'm back. I accidentally turned off the camera as I was moving it, but I probably needed to edit it anyway. So I did it a little bit more close up here. We're going to show the screens more than this stuff over here. But let's first go ahead and boot up. So I've already got the button over here set to color. So first step is I'm going to turn on the monitor. Then I'm going to reach around here and turn on the Mega File. And yes, it does work. I've got it connected. And we'll check out some of the stuff that the previous owner did not delete. No private files or anything, but stuff. It's Word up. Up. You hear it clicking a little bit. Now let's go ahead and turn on the computer. And I've got it tilted a little bit this way, so hopefully you can kind of see it well enough. So, booting up, it's got the hard driver. I did put a floppy in here to basically bring up... I need to explore HDD driver more. I'm not super familiar with it, but there's some stuff I'm going to need to learn. So anyway, on the desktop, let's go ahead and change it to a medium resolution. And so on the desktop, floppy A, B, C. Let's open C. And on here, Auto, BChess, Boingo, CAD 3D, Dictionary, Earth, Train. I don't know a lot, what these things are. I will explore it, but this is just stuff that the previous owner had on there. Pango, which is a game which we're going to briefly play here. Solitaire, Poker, Swift Calc, Utilities, and then just a whole bunch of other stuff that probably boots up as you turn on this computer. So cool. Let's go ahead and launch Pango. It's a game. It's a penguin game. Pango. And I don't know if this needed low resolution or not, but let's go ahead. It'll tell us if it needs it. Nope, Pengy. So I've got my trusty Atari joystick. Let's see, volume up. Oh, probably any key on the keyboard. There we go. Press F1 to start game. Not very loud, but in fact this is louder. Oh! I kind of figured out that you need to push those into... Oh! And not let the nasties touch you. And then you smack their ass like that. It's really cool. Oh! Oh, shit! Well done. Okay. Boom! Got him! Okay, what's the... Got him! Nicely done, look at that. Pretty good. Volume on this sucker's not too loud. Now, it's interesting, I can't connect... There is an audio and video output on the Monitor Master, which I think you can run to like a stereo setup for better sound. I never checked that in the day, but needless to say, that is something I will explore. But, yeah, this game's pretty... Oh, was that louder? Maybe I was turning volume the other direction. That sounded definitely louder. How about this direction? No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to put my name. Oh, should I? Can I? T? J? Return? Oh, let's go ahead and play it one more time. So it's nice and fun to find something that somebody else left you. Oh shit! Oh shit! Got them both at the same time! And look how they hatch their little eggs right there. Oh shit! Got him! Got him! Look at him! Oh shit! Got him! Come down here. Come down here, Pac-Man. Nicely done. Okay, so booted, seeing the hard drive. Let's go ahead and just let's just restart. Nice reset button on the back of the Mega 2s. And let's just check out the other hard drive quickly. So there's some other stuff on here, but Solitaire, I think I just put that there to make sure I could copy stuff over to it. And I made a Spectrum. Spectre, not Spectrum, Spectre. I love Specky, so I said Spectrum. Let's go ahead and boot up as a Mac, so you can see that for the first time. This is just kind of a general, hey, this was my system of the day. So let's go ahead and turn off. I'm going to push this button here, because we're going to boot up from this one. And let's see, do I need a floppy in here? Yep. Okay, turn on. So now you're going to see the monochrome. One thing about the Atari, the shrunken screen. Basically, it looks wonderful when you're looking at it here, but it would have been nice if you could have had the full screen effect. So it's a really small working area, but it was pretty nice. For definitely business stuff. So, what am I going to do? We're going to run Spectre GCR. So I'm going to go ahead and on the E drive. I don't have Mac OS system software on the hard drive yet. That's something I need to explore, but I do have it on a floppy, which I need to grab my floppy now. So we're going to go ahead and launch Spectre. So double-click Spectre and run Spectre program. And it will come up and tell me what I need to do. So in the day, I would have definitely been running Mac software. And these notes come up. I think it's just a matter of what was on this particular floppy that I copied over. This was not a fresh install. So you go up here, File, and you run Spectre. Then it's going to ask eventually for me to put in, and we're going to boot up off a floppy here. Bong! Isn't that cool? So it's saying, hey, where's your system software? So let's go ahead and slap this in. It will start looking for System 6.05 is what I have on here. There's the little Happy Mac. Welcome to Macintosh. I have two Spectre GCRs. At one time I had a couple others. I think over the years I said as long as I had two, one as a backup, I would sell the other ones, which I did. Kind of wish I would have kept one more. I also have some Spectre 128s that are not the GCR. I've never used one of those. I'm sure it's probably similar, but it doesn't let you read and write floppies directly from your Atari. There we go. Look at that. So I am now a Mac head. I've got my own Mac computer. Let me bring this in a little closer, I guess, so you can see it a little better. So anyway, yeah, I'm now a Mac computer, 6.05, and we can go up here and see what's on the floppy. Read me. Teach text. Loading. The wonderful world of floppy. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to pan back out and wrap this video up. This part I probably won't edit. So, that is basically the system I had. Like I said, Big difference, I had a Toad file back in the day, but everything else, from monitor master to 2 monitors to an external hard drive, in this case I've got a Megafile 30 now, but I had a Toad file, Spectre GCR, all the manuals, the mouse, the program Dark Castle, the game Dark Castle. So this is a very similar what I would have had in the day. What's next? Well, I'm going to figure out how to get the hard drive. I need to explore HD driver some more and maybe copy everything that's off of here so I have a backup, because I don't want to lose all this stuff, and then reformat things to where I can boot and have, say, 20 megabyte of this Atari, the other 10 as a Mac, and be able to boot up from it so I don't have to keep sticking this floppy in, which would be cool. And so anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this little recreation of my Atari/Mac system that I had back in the late 80s. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Bye.